Respect where it's due.
The time has come. Dortmund fans have watched Reus in black and yellow here for the last time.
It's a big word, but anything less would not do this player justice.
Marco is definitely a legend.
And this legend is signing off in wonderful style.
That is unbelievable! A fitting farewell from Marco Reus!
After 12 years, Marco Reus is leaving his beloved club, his hometown club.
Ich hätte es mir nie erträumen lassen, dass ich so einen Abschied bekomme. War ein perfekter Tag, muss ich sagen.
But we can't let him go without taking another look back over his impressive career, with all its highs and lows. This is the story of Marco Reus. It was clear that this day would have to come eventually, but it was nevertheless a shock for Borussia fans.
Ja, der Club und ich sind zu dem Entschluss gekommen, den Vertrag nicht zu verlängern. Es hat mich unglaublich stolz gemacht. Ich bin unglaublich dankbar, so viele Jahre für diesen Club gespielt haben zu dürfen.
Reus and Dortmund, just like the club slogan, true love. The 34-year-old is the face and the poster boy of Dortmund. He's made 294 Bundesliga appearances for the Black and Yellows. Only 6 players have made more, scoring 120 goals and setting up 93.
Reus! Just when Dortmund needed him most.
If we add the Super Cup, DFB Cup, Europa League and Champions League, he's played nearly 430 games for his favourite club. Numbers that prove how important Reus has been to Dortmund over all these years.
The hometown hero, Marco Reus.
Born in 1989, he's a true Dortmund boy, who from an early age only wanted to kick a ball. He took his first steps at local amateur club Post SV, where his dad was coach, but not for long.
Dann kam schon nach 1-2 Jahren das Angebot in Anführungsstrichen vom BVB, dass sie mich gerne holen möchten. Einfach der Gedanke an sich, mit dem BVB-Wappen zum Training zu kommen, zum Spiel zu fahren etc., das war einfach gigantisch groß.
A childhood dream comes true. He played in the Dortmund Academy from 1995 to 2006 until he felt he just wasn't playing enough. And so he left Dortmund with a heavy heart and joined Ahlen.
Natürlich war es in der Situation hart, aber ich wusste halt, dass ich ein guter Spieler bin und dass ich halt spielen möchte. Und das war für mich einfach Priorität Nummer 1.
And it proved to be exactly the right decision. At Ahlen, he got the playing time he needed to grow. After his first season in the second tier, several Bundesliga clubs became aware of him, and Reus took the next step to the top flight. To Borussia Gladbach. That's where he really rose to fame, and he didn't have to wait long for his first Bundesliga goal. And what a goal!
Say hello to a brand new name on the Bundesliga scorers list.
Many more were to follow. Under Lucien Favre, Reus quickly developed into a vital player in attack for Gladbach, with wonder goals to boot.
That's a marvellous goal!
During his 3 years with the Foals, Reus registered 36 goals and 22 assists in 97 Bundesliga games, as well as becoming a German international. That didn't escape the notice of Dortmund's then title-winning coach Jürgen Klopp either.
And then I thought, oh, that's a really interesting player. And then they told me, yeah, he played for Dortmund in the youth. Then what? How did that happen?
And Reus to hit it, and hit it magnificently.
So we had to buy him back. And what a great decision that was.
In 2012, the time came. Marco Reus at Dortmund. Back home, the city's son back with the club of his heart. Dortmund were newly minted double winners, packed with world-class stars like Mats Hummels, Robert Lewandowski and Ilkay Gundogan. Yet Reus had no problem settling in and immediately became a first-team regular.
What's for Marco Reus? Oh, what a finish! And that's an outstanding goal by Marco Reus.
His first season in black and yellow ended at Wembley. The 2013 Champions League final against Bayern, the ultimate showdown. Reus earned the penalty for the equaliser, but Dortmund ended up losing. the first really painful setback of his career. The second came around a year later. Reus was carrying Germany's hopes ahead of the World Cup in Brazil, but then the shock in the final warm-up match. He injured his foot so badly that he had to pull out of the tournament. You know the rest. Germany became world champions without Reus. Also in the years that followed, the attacker was repeatedly hampered by serious injuries. He missed Euro 2016 with osteitis pubis, which sidelined him for nearly half a year. But he kept fighting back and won his first trophy with Dortmund in 2017, the DFB Cup. The Dortmund boy was living the dream. The next big honor came a year later.
The captain of Dortmund! It's Marco Reus!
Captain of his club. It really doesn't get better. In the Bundesliga, Dortmund tried year after year to get the better of Bayern, with Reus's goals and assists a key factor, but there appeared to be no way past. Until 2023. On the final day of the season, Dortmund had it all in their hands. Beat Mainz at home, and they were champions. Marco Reus was a champion. The dream collapsed.
Heartbreak, heartbreak at the death for Dortmund. This hurts. This really, really hurts.
7 times he's been runner-up, more than any other player in the German top flight. A record that nobody wants, but that has also made Reus a modest person, who knows that it's not just about what happens on the pitch, but also off it. He engages in the community. The annual visit to the Dortmund's Children's Hospital is a matter of course for him.
Ich habe die Möglichkeit, die Reichweite, Menschen darauf aufmerksam zu machen und Menschen auch was zurückzugeben.
Being the star on the football pitch isn't enough for him. He wants to make a difference, to take a stand.
Für Probleme von Kindern, von Jugendlichen, von kranken Kindern ist es immer schön, einfach, wenn man sie lächeln sieht.
And they do. Reus himself is a father of 2. Together with wife Scarlett, he enjoys the time away from the game. At home, he's just daddy, not the Dortmund legend. On the pitch, Reus is one of those players who makes things look easy. One with fine feet, whose trademark is his shooting technique, long perfected over the years, a unique style that's almost impossible to prevent, as the analysis shows. He often makes the difference for Dortmund. Let's look at an example. The shot somewhere between the laces and the inside. Typical Reus. The ball hardly turns at all, and of course, it's unstoppable.
Reus has hit a blinder!
Reus has also become Mr. 1-0 at Dortmund.
That's the opening goal, and it's Dortmund's captain fantastic.
Of his 120 Bundesliga goals, 47 have been the all-important opener. That's nearly 40%. An impressive figure. And he's been a real thorn in the side of one of the best goalkeepers of all time, Manuel Neuer. Only Reus has managed to score 7 times against Neuer.
Cross for Marco Reus! Oh, what a finish! And the captain delivers. A fabulous leveller here for Dortmund.
One of the greatest players this club ever had, an incredible skilled boy, turned into an incredible football player.
Oh wow! Ja, erstmal vielen Dank. Hätte ich jetzt nicht mit gerechnet. Er war der Trainer, der mich geholt hat. Er war der Trainer, der mich gefördert hat, der noch mehr aus mich herausgekitzelt hat.
We've all been able to marvel at what this has led to for years. 12 years at Borussia Dortmund. He could have left so many times. The offers were there, but he stayed. He won the DFB Cup twice with Dortmund in 2017 and 2021, and was named Germany's Footballer of the Year in 2012 and 2019. He would have deserved more honours.
He is a Bundesliga legend.
So now he's leaving. Bid farewell with a standing ovation in his last game at Signal Iduna Park. But he couldn't leave without a special thank you in his own typical manner. Free beer for thousands of fans. Paid for by Reus himself. It's not quite the end of his time in black and yellow though. One last game awaits. The Champions League final in London, no less. Again at Wembley, just like 2013, this time against Real Madrid. It could be the greatest success of his career.
A fantastic story. It's like meant to be. I'm a strong believer in the fact the longer and the harder you try, the more likely you will get it. They would deserve it. I cross my fingers.
Every football fan in Germany will be supporting Borussia Dortmund that night, 1st June. But probably Marco Reus in particular. It could be the sweetest icing on the cake of his career that you can imagine, making another mark in the club's history, which already has a big chapter for Reus in his final appearance.
Because that's what fairy tale stories are made of!
They say it's not important what people think when you come. It's important what they think when you go. And Reus will always be remembered as the Dortmund boy. And hopefully with a historic final act at Wembley. Marco Reus, a Dortmund legend, says goodbye.
It's Marco Reus! It's why he leaves a legend.
Del Borussia Dortmund es precisamente Marco Reus.
A man of Dortmund!